But is everyone ready to do them?
It's a mystery. The rishis wrote it and kept it. It's a different list than what you get in Yoga Sutra. You think I'm going to teach you that? You're not ready for that. People think they're ready for the Yoga Sutras, Yamalayyamas. No.
You'd be surprised to know that yoga in Kali Yuga has been by far the most misunderstood subject by humanity.
Nobody had the compassion to teach you. It's the first time any guru is teaching this. I have not seen any gurus teach this. They don't teach Niyama. They just don't.
There are 5 Niyamas mentioned in our Yoga Shastras, but you'd be surprised to know there are more than that. Not everything in Sanatana is written down in scriptures. Remember, Ved Vyas had to write things down for people in Kali Yuga. Something like Niyamas.
What are you if you don't even know what the Niyamas are? And don't talk to me about Yoga Niyamas because they're different. But to live in the world, even if you're not a yogi, you need Niyama. You don't even know that. What are you going to build? How out of touch with reality are you? What kind of stupid expectations do you have from the world and from people? What kind of useless, baseless fears are you riddled with because your senses don't work?
Why is it important for a human being to have Niyama in their life? What is Niyama even? How people around you and yourself will better their lives if you follow the discipline of Niyama. Continue watching. Namaste Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaste everybody who is watching today's podcast. Guruji, you for the third Dharm Upadesh have decided to give people Upadesh about Niyama. And people who have been learning yoga or who have interest in yoga, they are familiar with this term Niyama, but it's not well understood. It's only understood via translations. It's only understood via hearsay. It's only understood via words. But nobody really understands the depth of it. What it is actually. Yeah. What is Niyama and how does it tie into a human being's life? Because we don't see Niyama, we don't see birds and animals following Niyama in our human logic. So what is it, Guruji? What is Niyama for a human being?
Okay, great. Because, let me first start by removing this misconception that Niyama is not their nature. Every bird, animal, plant, tree, winds, sun, rain, water, everything follows Niyama. They have rules to follow, which lead to building a competent body and mind. Because many people's body may be competent, okay, if they're very athletic and all that. But their minds are totally incompetent. The mind is not doing what a mind is supposed to do. Because when Brahma started to create the world, the elements came first. And from the 5 elements, there came the tanmatras, which are, the organs of hearing. The qualities of hearing, One is the organ which is the ear, but the quality of hearing itself is a very subtle thing. And that is called tanmatra. The quality of seeing is called a tanmatra, whereas the eye is called a jnanendriya, indriya. So, after creating the indriyas, then the tanmatras, and before that, the 5 elements. So the 5 elements, the 5 indriyas, the 5 tanmatras. After all these senses that we have, we pollute them. We pollute our senses. Means we don't keep that equipment in ship shape. All your sensory equipment and buddhi, which comes next. So before anything else was created, buddhi was created. Intelligence. That's why I'm saying energy self-organizing. Because at some point, buddhi awakens inside it. Just like Brahma, you create so many things every day. What are you creating? Are you doing it consciously? Are you creating consciously? Because that takes niyama. You have to follow niyama. These are the 10 basic human niyamas, without which you will not have any power that is due to a human being. Like buddhi. From buddhi comes manas. Manas doesn't have buddhi. Manas is just something that buddhi made to store stuff so that for it to use. It's just very much like artificial intelligence. You need to have a lot of things stored, and the system uses all of that knowledge in order to create something new, generate something new. It's like an AI generative model, what you have inside. And what you generate is based on your senses. If your senses are not good, you are not in touch with reality. You're in your own world. What is blue is being reported as green. Already you're dysfunctional because you didn't have niyama to maintain your senses. You see how important senses are? Sensitivity. You throw away, you sacrifice sensitivity when you're indisciplined. You can't sense. That means you lost all freedom. You know why? Because you can't see the door also. And if your buddhi is now working on this limited information, it creates a very comical idea of the world. I mean, I find it comical, but you will find it distressing. It creates a very distressing idea about what the world is because you don't have all the information. You can't explain certain things. So you think the world is random. How many people think the world is random? It's because you haven't absorbed how much niyama is being followed and you haven't followed it yourself. And you think the world is random now. The arrogance of that thought, to believe that, instead of saying my senses are screwed, you're saying my world is right, everybody else is wrong, which I'm sensing without my full senses because I don't have any niyama discipline. I don't follow any niyama. Like, what are you if you don't even know what the niyamas are? And don't talk to me about yoga niyamas because they're different. But to live in the world, even if you're not a yogi, you need niyama. You don't even know that. What are you going to build? How out of touch with reality are you? What kind of stupid expectations do you have from the world and from people? What kind of useless, baseless fears are you riddled with because your senses don't work? It's a big, big problem. It's bigger than the pandemic that people don't have niyama to make their senses work. So if you want your senses to work, come and learn. Because that will be the biggest service you can do to the world. Getting your senses back in order, you'll make sense. You'll be sensitive when you have sense. You'll be all those words with sense in it, except nonsense. You see how the words are? Nonsense. When you don't sense, it's nonsense. So you'll be living a nonsense life if you don't attend my lecture.
Guruji, there is a common, maybe it's understanding, maybe it's misunderstanding. You please guide us on that. That niyama means, niyama is something which is self-discipline, something like that. That, or self-rules. People put it that way. Is it true?
I mean, that's really a stupid way to put it, right? Because it sounds like some kind of slavery or some kind of oppression.
Yeah, it feels pressure.
It'll attract those kind of people who are masochistic, which is all those people who call niyama as self-discipline. They end up being masochistic. They like to suffer. They get turned on by suffering.
Yeah, right.
I don't get turned on by suffering, and neither does anybody in my lineage. So the way I was taught by my guru is that this is in order to let the senses work properly.
So it is not about
If you
suffering.
don't follow these niyamas, you damage your senses. It's a revolutionary understanding of niyama for everyone who's been under the influence of some of the major teachings on yoga when they were translated without a guru. How do you translate without a guru? The Sanskrit is written, doesn't mean you know it, even if you know Sanskrit. And it needs to be based on experience. You bring your experience to the shloka that's written, and then you interpret it. Your experience is the key that opens the lock of the shloka. So don't tell me that you know our scriptures unless you're a guru. That means what? Guru's blessing is required for you to even understand the scriptures, and that's how I understood it. With my Guru's blessings, when I read the scriptures, the meanings that I could now take out of the Sanskrit that I was reading, it's a far cry from the meaning that's being published as a translation. Which is why nobody knows how powerful they are, because they've read the translation, which just is done without any buddhi by a person who does not follow niyama, translating what is niyama. What is he going to say? He doesn't do it. He's not sold on it. So he's going to translate it how? Like something he's not sold on? With a distance? Because he's not a practitioner. He can't practice it. Not because it's too difficult, because he doesn't know what the hell it's for.
Yeah.
And he's not measuring whether my discipline. How many of you are measuring whether your discipline is giving results? Without that measurement, what is the point of discipline? Masochism?
Correct.
Why are you unnecessarily disciplined? Be disciplined in the niyama, the exact right things. So people are doing some shit discipline, things which give you no ROI, no return on investment. The biggest ROI you can have is functional senses, because then your buddhi makes you a creator in this world. Because your senses, nothing's wrong with your buddhi, everybody thinks they're an idiot, but nothing is wrong with your buddhi. You have polluted senses. There's a permanent spot on your windscreen, so you think that the world is like that there's a hole in the world. But there's no hole, there's a dirt on your windscreen. You have to clean that, no?
Yeah.
And you have to maintain it, right? Because it gets dirty again. You pollute your senses again when you go out, when you see ugly things, you pollute your senses. Your senses get covered in that sticky, whatever image, the horrors of aesthetic that you see in the world, and how ugly people dress, and how they don't care about anything. How ugly they are when they fill up the mountains with plastic covers. These are not tourists, these are called terrorists. Okay? So it will lead to this kind of terrorist tourism, go en masse, suicidal people going en masse to stimulate this, to titillate the senses. Suicidal people going to titillate the senses so that they don't feel suicidal. That's what most of the tourists are. Stop traveling so much and messing up someone else's state. First clean yours up.
Yeah.
Don't go mess someone else's state up. Look at the mess you made in your own state. First clean that up. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do this? Only people who accept that it's polluted. You see, because your senses are polluted, you can't sense how polluted you've made your environment. It's bigger than the pandemic. It's created a generation of stupid. Like people who don't use the senses at all. Day by day, it's numbed your senses, and then they give you this brick. After this, you've really polluted your senses.
Yeah.
You throw wavelengths into your eyes which were not supposed to be there. You throw visuals into your eyes which are not supposed to be there. For example, someone addicted to pornography, his brain is rewarding him over and over and over. His brain is thinking that he's such a masculine mater that he's getting one sexual partner after the other because he keeps flipping on a vertical feed. He keeps flipping his pot. Now he's getting one after the other. His brain is getting information. This guy is the biggest successful mammal on this planet. Okay?
Yeah.
So your serotonin is booming. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, the more naked women you watch on your phone, the more your brain starts rewarding you. Until you realize that that's not true.
Correct.
You are not that star top of the mammalian mating chain. That's not who you are. Because somebody else will come and they will treat you without respect. Because for such a super alpha male, you should have a lot of respect for the amount of serotonin your brain has produced erroneously by mistake because your senses are polluted.
Yeah.
You can't read who you are. So you pollute your eyes. You don't have discipline to switch it off. And so your eyes are like triggering the serotonin release in your brain. Can't focus on anything else.
Yeah.
Because you've already arrived.
And how does this play in women, Guruji? Because I'm sure this has another kind of impact on women also.
You mean porn?
I mean, how women present themselves on social media.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
largely soft porn because they think that otherwise they don't get attention.
See, you don't have to sexualize yourself to be valuable. It's a very wrong message to give to your brain because your senses are polluted, right? You can't sense that this is wrong. You can't sense that this is wrong. Because otherwise you would sense that, hey, do I have to sexualize myself to be relevant? Can I not be relevant just with my own buddhi? If I follow Niyama, then I'll be relevant. How many of you feel irrelevant? How many irrelevants are you? You know? This is for all those who are irrelevants. You should come and learn Niyama and practice it sincerely. This is your last call and your last chance. You prayed to God and have come. This is your last chance. Okay?
Yeah.
So you come and you follow Niyama. Get disciplined so that you can unpollute your senses, so that you know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Everyone has an erroneous idea of who they are because they've given erroneous information to their brain.
Which is not true, which is false.
That's the age of stupid. From old people to young people, everyone is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my generation is doing fantastic, those who are now 50. They're so stupid. They do crazy suicidal shit. Like, what's up with you guys? How much more do you want to wait? And then seek therapy and then seek something, or just seek some addiction and then ignore it, what's going on. It's you not having discipline enough to keep your senses clean.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, I've seen that, especially as you rightly pointed, Guruji, because of this small black mirror that everybody has, and there are apps installed on that, like mini black mirrors inside that, which gives you a false idea of reality. It gives you sometimes it's bubble, and
It's a bloody crutch to stay in a good mood. To stay functional in society, you need this crutch because you don't know how to stay in a good mood because your senses are not reporting reality to you. It's reporting something else and you know it's wrong, and that's building up anxiety inside you because it's dysfunctional.
yeah,
It's like driving a car with 4 punctured tires. It'll be like da 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 da. You know, that's your life. Such a bumpy road. One thing after the other. So much drama. Can't relax.
yeah,
If you had 10 hands also, no, you can't manage your life because it's that chaotic. That's most people. Those of you who are disciplined already have a non-chaotic life. Nothing is chaos in your life. Everything is going smooth. Neither your house is in a mess, neither your mind is in a mess. Neither your environment is in a mess. You're working constantly to clean it up. Thinking, using your buddhi, taking in actual information. And buddhi is figuring out solutions. You're a solution producing machine. That's the use of being human. A problem producing machine is not a human being anymore because you don't have buddhi. Brahma created us last from the finest light.
Oh.
Yeah. From the night time the asurs came. They draw the nourishment. The substrate for an asur to exist is the night. Substrate, you know what substrate means? Like when you want to grow mushrooms, you get a mixture.
Yeah, correct.
That's called a substrate, and on that the fungus grows. You know? So it's like the substrate, like the soil for a plant. Night is soil for asuric behavior. The more people spend unshielded, without proper discipline. When I say unshielded, it means you don't have discipline, that's all. So the person who spends their time unshielded from the night, unshielded from the day, and unshielded from the sandhyas, because you're not following the proper discipline. The sandhyas are twilight. And then just before twilight, it's the break of dawn, just before that. The light, nothing has come up, but there's this slow change in light which makes you so much anticipate the sun. That part of light is called Jyotsna. From that Jyotsna, human beings were born. You know? There's a Jyotsna at the end of the sunset also. Like the sunset is over, finished, but there's a Jyotsna.
Yeah, it looks like a blue, like
Yeah.
a very mystical blue type.
This is the light that supports human beings. Okay, now I'm telling you the facts, okay? If you have that substrate of that light, you will be a very successful and amazing human being. Like, you'll be so functional. Your senses will work so well that you're just having fun. You realize that you use your intelligence and you figure out ways in which you don't have to fall into any traps. But people are just falling into traps. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody's Maya. Somebody's trapping somebody else with their story. Somebody might trap you with a sad story. Somebody might trap you with a happy story. You don't have senses, so you can't verify whether their story is correct or not.
Yeah.
And you're a victim of other people's story about you.
Yeah.
Because you don't have senses to evaluate your bloody self. What is this? It's the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Zombies.
That's how it would look like.
It's already here, where people's brain has been removed by removing them from their substrate. And then pollute the dawn and the night with your big bad lights. And you don't get that substrate. You don't know what to do with it. Where are you going to produce that kind of light which nourishes human beings? Daytime nourishes the devas. Nighttime nourishes the asuras. And sandhyas nourish the pitrus. Human has a very small period. Pak sandhya, Jyotsna. These are the names for it. Jyotsna is the time just before sunrise. The light which comes is so subtle. But you know what? Your society will have such a bright light that you cannot enjoy that substrate.
Yeah, they cut it out.
Your
Yeah.
eyes can't enjoy that substrate. Only after Jyotsna they switch off the lights. If you can convince your people, some human being is making that light on, convince them to switch it off just before Jyotsna. And then see the difference in your life if you stand outside and you receive it. Do you have the discipline to make this happen? And that's why you need to attend my Upadesh. This is not an Upadesh. This is just awakening you to the phenomenal problem that is become the theme of your life. You not having working senses. And then committing actions that are nonsense. Nonsensical actions. Which is nonsense. It's the nonsense makes you a zombie, you know. You don't have sensitivity. So you're a zombie. You're not living life, you're living the story. Somebody gave you a story, now you live it. Well, if somebody told you that you're really good at your job, like, you keep doing it until you die. And the job will kill you. Because you evaluated that you're very good at it. Somebody evaluated you. You wanted to believe that. So filtered everyone else's evaluation, and then now you think you're perfect in your job. And that's how, that's how people serve you average food in a restaurant. Because the senses are not working. That's how people are average with each other, average. Like the bare minimum courtesy they don't have with each other. Bare minimum courtesy.
Yeah.
Earlier, people would not go up to a celebrity and talk to them. But now because of social media, they think that they scroll so much dopamine and they produce so much serotonin that they think they can go talk to them.
I remember one incident, Guruji, like I'm known for certain things. Like I've had a career as a social media personality, and I was in this exhibition recently, and I was there to purchase clothes because I was like, yeah, let's see some Indian textiles. Like it's a great exhibition. They put it really well. But in the exhibition, they had like a full camera team, everything, right? And they're filming people, right? And without permission, they've not asked anybody. But they think that because they've put up the exhibition for people, it's okay. Now that's all right. But then they're taking my photograph, and I tell the person that please don't do it. I show him like this. And the designer that I was talking to that time, he also said that please. She said no.
His senses are working.
His senses are working, right?
Yeah.
And they said they're okay. So I twice had to tell them they keep the cameras down. But then on their social media, after a few days, because I follow them, I see my photograph at the end of the carousel, and I'm like, okay, this is. So it feels like rape. It feels like it feels violation of consent.
All kind of horrible things human beings do to themselves and to others because they don't have buddhi, intelligence.
It's because the buddhi is not working.
Buddhi is not working because the senses are not working. Senses are the input for the buddhi. It's garbage in, garbage out, man. You're feeding garbage, garbage is coming out. Buddhi is a GIGO system. GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. Less like computers. Everything is like that. The world is like that. If you send like garbage out of your mind, you'll receive garbage back. You don't have discipline to control your own thoughts. Who needs this Upadesh?
People who want to awaken their senses.
Wake the fuck up for Shiva's sake.
So I also think, Guruji, like you said that people's buddhi is not working, that's one thing because of polluted senses, etc., etc. But there's another thing where people deliberately don't want to use their buddhi, they want to switch off their mind. They don't want to use it. They're like,
What's their model of reality?
yeah.
It's made with damaged senses. That's why they refuse to learn. No?
Yeah.
Anyone who says, I'm not coming to this Dharma Upadesh, has damaged senses. They're not understanding what I'm saying, which is so important. The thing that's ruining your life, I'm ready to teach out of compassion. Nobody will teach you this. So I'm telling you for the last time, shut up and come for this. You need it. Don't argue with yourself. Put your ego in the dustbin and come.
Thank you, Guruji. So, how would Niyama, understanding Niyama and that Upadesh of Niyama, really actually understanding it, practicing it, how would that purify the senses for human beings?
It's not only purify their senses, it's going to purify their environment, it's going to purify their idea about themselves, and it's going to change their story in a very positive way. That's what it's going to do. And how does it work? It's obvious. If your senses are not blocked, your buddhi gets more information. But if you're asking, how do these practices lead to senses working? That, even I don't know. It's a mystery. The rishis wrote it and kept it. And it's a different list than what you get in Yoga Sutra. You think I'm going to teach you that? You're not ready for that. People think they're ready for the Yoga Sutras, yamas and niyamas. No. These yamas and niyamas are from Devi Bhagavatam, which I find gentle. It's like a mother gave it. It's very compassionate. Because the mother did give it. The cosmic mother. She gave these yamas and niyamas, okay? So, Shakti, this most superior intelligence that created everything and continues to create everything, support it, grow it. When your buddhi takes, due to Niyama, when your buddhi takes a very mature form, highest creativity, you then start merging with the mother's intelligence. Your intelligence starts merging with her intelligence. And there's no more you. There's only this mega intelligence which creates worlds. You start operating from that womb, you know. And people do a lot of shit called womb spirituality, that and this. This is it, man. You just follow Niyama, okay? You'll come back into the womb of that creative Shakti and she cares for you. She doesn't let you down. Just things happen. Because your senses are working. You directly have access to cosmic intelligence. And your senses are working. If you can follow all the 10 niyamas that I'm going to teach you, do it. It's the only thing you need to master. You master this, then everything else is within your grasp to master, if you so wish. Nobody has to master everything, but you need to master the things which make you the main character in your story. Who are you? And decide. Where's that main character energy? Human being. One is enough. One human being is enough to clean up the world. If that human being has completely surrendered wrong ideas about themselves after right reports by the senses, you cannot disregard it. Your buddhi can't disregard the senses. It just can't.
Yeah.
Okay? So people try to dull your senses so that they can drag you along wherever you want, and you're the biggest victim of the universe. In fact, you're so stupid, you're dragging each other. Both are victims of each other. I've never seen like animals like one is hunting, two species are hunting each other. I've never seen. Like they eat each other, you know. Like cows will eat tigers back. Like that.
Yeah, that would be considered stupidity.
It's just stupid
Yeah.
because it's just a bad design. Like why would you want that in nature? You tell me.
Yeah.
Why would you want two species that eat each other out? Because they'll destroy each other eventually and both species will not grow. Because they're always in war mode, they don't have time to sit and eat and digest what they eat. They're always in war mode. Even if they're eating that, they know that they can be attacked and eaten anytime by the other thing. And they'll be in fear response all the time. That's what people are. They're in fear response all the time because they fear each other because you're such big pishach. That's what you've become. Because you just polluted your senses. The 5 streams of consciousness that your creator gave you. No? And you polluted it. So now, it's such a holy thing and you went and polluted it. I want to see people make the decision out of a moral place. By listening to their conscience. Understanding that, hey, it's immoral to have polluted senses. It is immoral to live in a wretched reality instead of the one which is juicy and joyful. Why are you living in a wretched idea of reality? Because your senses, man. It's like a guy with glasses and somebody's put butter and mud and stuff on it and he can't see. That's you. You can't see. I hope you see that you can't see, then you'll come.
So, Guruji, having a life, having a jivan of polluted senses, what does that make a human being vulnerable to?
it's hard to say which big misfortune is going to come and fall on you because you don't have discipline. You just don't have any certainty about the future. That's you. So your body can't relax if you don't have discipline. No niyama,
The body can't relax.
the body can't relax.
And people think completely opposite. They think if I follow niyama in my life, it will be stress to the body. But what actually it does
Not following niyama is seen as leisure.
yeah.
But you don't need that leisure. That's not leisure, man. Leisure is what you get when you follow niyama because you don't have to put that much effort in your life.
Yeah.
Things are working just out of joy. Things are put together just out of joy. Everything in your life is put together by joy. Every other person in your life is joyful, not suicidal. They're human beings with working senses. Like, be disciplined enough to want that, right? Like, to even want that, you need to have some kind of niyama. So, if you're completely clueless about this, and nobody had the compassion to teach you, it's the first time any guru is teaching this. I have not seen any gurus teach this. Yeah. They don't teach niyama. They just don't. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, why so bad to human beings? What did they do to you? You know? I just want to teach niyama, so please come and learn. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't teach fundamentals of just how a human being should function, which is what people are hungry for. They're like, okay, what does it mean to be a human being? I have a body, I have a mind.
I mean, do you think a butterfly is asking, what does it mean to be a butterfly? It's just being a butterfly. You don't need to intellectualize it. Buddhi just gets it if your senses are open. You don't have to think about things. You have to think about things when you don't have enough information.
Correct.
You don't have enough information because you polluted your senses. You know?
Correct.
I hope I'm clarifying the frames. Good questions. This is what is on everybody's mind, and because you're asking these questions, they're getting exposed.
No, that's the whole purpose of us making podcasts like this, because we want people to understand. I just want them to get out of the lies, basically. They don't even know they were living a lie. They don't know they're being fed a lie. These things which are there on these black
do they
mirror.
know? A person trusts their senses, and the senses are polluted, so they trust their polluted senses.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So they need to get out of the lie, yeah, of course, but they need to have respect for me and come, because there's no other way and no other place to learn this.
Yeah, it won't work. I mean, it's basic. I mean, it's common sense.
Yeah. You need to learn it from a practitioner of cleanliness. You cannot learn it from somebody who's not clean themselves.
Yeah, Soch is something that you taught in Yama, the second Dharm Upadesh. Yeah. That brings me to the next question, Guruji. Like, somebody maybe who's watching this for the first time, they don't know that you are giving Dharm Upadesh on our website.
Yeah.
And but they want to be disciplined. So can they start from third Dharm Upadesh, or they wanna, like, they have to?
You can pick up anywhere and start from anywhere, you know. Because they're all independent subjects, which then your buddhi puts together. It's all information. It's all information to make your buddhi sharp. So take each and every one of my podcasts and listen to them, and it'll make your buddhi sharp. It'll unpollute your senses. Just you come and listen, and then you'll slowly you'll get cleaned up. So you don't have to start anywhere. It would be great if you want to start here. Start with clean senses. When you go and see the other two Dharm Upadesh, after watching this, you will have a clean idea of how much polluted your senses are, a measurement. And that's what I'm going to teach you. If you learn to measure how much polluted, then you'll know what to do. Name the problem properly. There's only one problem, polluted senses. There's no other problem. Because the rest of it, you have buddhi and shakti, man. You have bal. And you're mad enough to do it. You have unmad. These are the children of Shri and Vishnu.
Bal and Unmad.
Unmad. These are their children.
Which means, in English?
Strength and intoxication. Being in such high energy that you're just going to get it done. You're intoxicated with reality. Not intoxicated with drugs.
Yeah, that is dulling the senses. That's
That's
not.
dulling the senses. And again, like, I don't think people without clean senses should be allowed to do any drugs. Because they make a mess out of it. They don't know what the drug is for.
Yeah.
A lot of yogis use psychedelics the right way, but these guys want to copy them. So then they go take that psychedelic and then they misuse it. Like, how many people smoking up know actually what it's for? And whether they're qualified to have it or not? You're not.
But
That's why it makes you into some kind of sorry, like, loser.
I feel people become more animalistic. In my experience, I've seen people who are under the influence of drugs, they become more dull and tamasic, like that zone they go
Dull
into.
senses, right? Animals have very few senses.
Yeah.
Some of them have sharp one sense, like dogs have sharp nose but really weak eyes.
Its balance is not there.
Yeah, so their idea of reality is something else. It's not a visual identity, it's like through the smell. They've identified the world through its smell. And with that one working sense, that guy lives a good life. Better than so many human beings today. He doesn't have to go to work, you know. He can go wherever he wants. He's a nocturnal animal, active in the night, sleep all day in the sun. He knows all these things, niyamas that he follows. If I don't sleep all day in the sun, I won't have energy to run in the night. But not the apartment dogs. You polluted their senses.
Yeah.
You brought them to your apartment and polluted their senses. But the ones that live outside pretty much know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. They even align themselves. Like they would usually face north and sleep. Like I've seen that.
They're particular about how they sleep, but that there are many factors that can influence that. Because they're very sensitive to smell. If something's smelling bad, they will turn their nose away from it, even if it aligns with whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know? So their sense of feeling is also very good. Dogs have a good sense of feeling sensitivity. You just touch a dog, it'll be like this. Yeah? You touch a human being, you won't even know that they're touched because senses are so dulled.
Yeah.
And the eyes don't work at all. They can't see who's honest, who's not honest. There's so many micro expressions that give it out on your face. But you keep denying it. No, I don't think my wife scorns me. Yeah, she does. She did this. Some micro expression. Huh? No, rolled her eyes.
Yeah, you're not like noting that as an information.
You're
People
not even
don't think-
seeing that this person hates me. And you're trying to live a married life with them. Somebody who hates you.
Yeah, because
Because you don't have senses. You don't know when something is toxic, septic, infectious, poisonous, and dangerous. You don't know. You jump right into the dangerous things and get so badly damaged that your senses are damaged even more. And then you go and fall into even more pile of shit. And then, you don't know what you're looking for. So just come and learn how to clean your senses. Yeah? Essential knowledge for just being a human being. Just like being a human being.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this, Guruji. It's a pleasure for humanity to have you here in this day and age because everything is like upside down. And to just make sense of day-to-day things, people have to use all their brain power and like exhaust themselves.
I couldn't understand it myself when I was a child, I had to sit and analyze it and understand what exactly are these people doing that they're so messed up,
Yeah.
Because my senses are always working because I always followed these niyamas since my birth. That's what makes a guru.
Yeah.
He's not a stupid child who turns into an intelligent adult. He's already like a genius when he's a child. And from there, he starts growing. Okay? Not everyone has to be a guru. There's no need.
Yeah.
Now, though, with our technology, there's really no need for like 1,000 gurus. There need to be a few gurus who really care and get right to the root of the problem and fix it. This is the root of the problem, So if you're going to fix something else, then you should use that guru power that you get from here to fix something else. Like just Don't have unaesthetic stuff in your environment. Why are your senses so dull that you can't see something is ugly? You know, an Indian wearing a shirt and pant is ugly.
Oh God.
Because that's not who you are. Your senses don't work. So if you wear shirts and pants, please come to and understand that you're not sensing it. You're not understanding where you are, who you are, what's the glory of this land. You can't sense it because you can't read a Puran. You don't have the concentration to read a Puran, you know. That's the first Upadesh I gave, like how to read Puran. And people are doing it. And so you're going to grow. If you listen to the Guru, and you're not going to grow if you ignore the Guru. I mean, there's no option here. It's not like, no, each is on. No, there's no option.
I mean, these are all socialist
Let's agree to
terms.
listen.
Yeah.
No. Let's agree that you're dying because you'd have no sense of reality. Then we can work together. Otherwise we can't. You have to agree with me that your life sucks so bad because your senses don't work. Stop blaming others. Only such people can come here. If you still have blame for others, you won't want to fix your senses. Okay? Anyway.
Thank you, Guruji. That was big clarity bomb. People who want to attend the Dharm Upadesh, which Guruji is giving, it's going to happen on 16th May on our website, which is www.trilokakhada.com/Pashupati Now, there are already 2 more Updeshas there, which if you subscribe to, you'll get access to. And as long as you're subscribed, you'll have access
You can access the previous ones right away and, attend the live also. Because you can understand where this is going. You get a feel of how it is, and how much of sincerity you need to do it. Yeah, so get that base and then come to the live. It's even better.
Yeah, even I would suggest the same because then there's growth here. Like you grow, like a flower, you bloom like that. So this one we are going to be doing live on 16th May.
If you attend what I'm gonna teach now, it's like I've never taught it before, and it's never going to be taught again by anybody. Yeah.
If you want to go into more depths of what kind of things there are in your environment, which is polluting your senses, etc., Guruji already has talked a lot on his English channel as well as on Hindi channel. He has talked a lot about this, and he'll continue to talk about this as and when humanity requires it. We'll try to bring it up as often as we can. But to start with, you have enough already on YouTube. And see you on the 16th. Thank you so much for watching. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Shankara Sukshma Rupi Agni Shankara Sukshma Rupi Agni Shankara Sukshma